Baba Georgie coming again. Yamore Mama Joe coming again. Mure Rossi Tisha coming again. Ale wo country China coming so. Better more mo. I say you better move your mo. It's about to get away. Only about to get away. We coming again. Mure Rossi Tisha coming again.
Hello again and welcome to another edition of the Cdc Hour. The Cdc Hour is a 1 hour program intended to highlight activities within the Congress for Democratic Change and other national issues that affect our country. Today is Friday, June 27, 2025. And we are here today. We're going to be joining Mr. Prince Crippler in the U.S. Once he gets connected. We're discussing a lot of different topics today, including but not limited to the reconciliation activities within our party, reconciliation within our party. We'll also be talking about government weaponizing the fight against corruption and the justice system and the widespread corruption within the Joseph Boakai government. Over 23 different entities since he became president in 2024 have reported acts of massive corruption for which he has suspended a lot of people without prosecution. But we're going to be right back after a bit of our theme song.
We'll celebrate, it's a beautiful day. We'll celebrate, we'll celebrate. We'll celebrate, it's a holiday, your moment. We'll celebrate.
Thank you so much and welcome back. The man at controls has not come to connect Prince Crippler yet, and so we will continue the show until he comes. But notably, we have been talking about reconciliation in the CDC over the past weeks, over the past months, and it is very much more important for such an activity in the Congress for Democratic Change because our partisans are all over the country. Some of them may not know what is happening. Some of them are aware of the prevailing circumstances in the country. But to a larger extent, there is a cutoff point, especially where we are when the government of Liberia under President Joseph Numa Boakai continues to violate the rights of our people. And so it becomes imperative, even if seditions did not anticipate coming together, this has become a subterfuge for the CDC to come together, making it very vital to our 2023 bid for the presidency. As you may know, the country is treading on a very dangerous path, and we have a violation of people's rights every day. The Constitution is being violated. People are being taken out of jobs, both tenure jobs and civil service job. It has rendered a lot of people jobless. It has rendered a lot of people penniless, and purchasing power parity has reduced. And so the businesses are feeling the pinch all over the country. And so this has made it even much more imperative for us as a political institution, one of the biggest political parties in the country, to come together to decide on where we move from here. And so, if you are there, keep sharing the show. If you are watching, please share the show to your friends, who will share to their friends, and who will share to their other friends, in order to get too many people watching the show to give us a much better view. And so, uh, the the CDC itself has come a long way. We have transitioned a great deal. Uh, we spent 12 years in opposition from 2006 to 2017. And then we took power in 2018. And then we left power in 2024. So we have evolved as a political party. We have a lot of experience. We have a lot of educated people. We have a lot of expertise. We have a lot of competence in our party to drive the agenda of the party going forward in all of its facets. So, I where we are now is a moment where we're supposed to transition from a ruling party to an opposition, a very viable one to a very forceful opposition, strategic, not necessarily to cause noise, to make noise, but to a strategic opposition political party that confronts the government in all of its activities to undermine the democratic gains of our country. And so this is where we are. Uh, like I said, please share the show if you're there. If you're watching, please share the show to your friends who will share it onward to their friends. And so we are waiting for our technician to bring on Honorable Prince Crippler, who will soon be joining us from the United States of America on today's edition of the show. He has been here since Monday. And so on the program, we're talking about reconciliation, how seditions can come together and confront not only this regime, but to chart a new course. It is not only about confronting the regime, it's about charting a new course of political survivors, charting a new course of economic vitalization, charting a new course of social cohesion within the Congress for Democratic Change. So, like I've always said, uh, there are a lot of our partisans out there. The party is divided into facets. We have the National Executive Committee, we have the county, uh, we have the county leadership, we have the district leadership, we have the zones, and what have you. And so every facet, besides that, we have various subcommittees in the party. We have auxiliaries, we have recruitment, mobilization, we have a lot of different uh, substructure within the political institution. And so these structures are beginning to be revitalized. The chairman is currently in the southeast, participating in the uh, funeral procession of the late President Samuel Doe and his wife, Madam Nancy Doe. And the CDC, as a matter of fact, the chairman was received via a rousing welcome, like Jesus entering Jerusalem, as people would say in the Bible. The chairman received a rousing welcome from partisans from various aspects of the country, of the county. And today, as I speak to you, the process will be concluded tomorrow, where the remains of Nancy Doe will be buried. I don't know whether they went to the St. Paul River and collected the ashes from President Doe's bones and put in the casket, but that is will be a topic to be discussed for another day, because Senator Prince Johnson told us that he cremated the body of the former president and threw the ashes into the river. And so I don't know what the government is burying. I don't know what the people are burying out there, but uh, I think it would have been better had the government built a monument, a huge monument for the former president, the late president, instead of going to make mockery that you exhumating him. That is not called for. And so we are here. So seditions. Let's get straight into business. If you're out there, I will urge you to take a keen listen. Uh, we are in the communities, we are in the districts, we are in the counties, we are in the zones. The party is much more satisfied and upbeat about the kind of support you continue to give it since 2005. Uh, Support, both financial and moral support, that have propelled the party thus far. We have come a long way. Your contributions have been very indelible. It has left an indelible imprint on the legacy of the CDC party. It has left an indelible imprint on the CDC party for a very long time. And so, if we cannot, get Prince via the usual link, then I think we can have an alternative. Mr. Prince Crippler is currently on the line with me. Technology is failing us again with Crippler, and so I think we have to do it this way. Good evening, Honorable Crippler, and welcome to the CDC Hour.
Oh, Ishaka, how are you? It's a pleasure again to be on, even though in an unusual manner this time around. But
oh yes,
the people of Liberia, especially those physicians, well wishers, and sympathizers of the Mate Congress for Democratic Change. I want to say hats off to you all. And I'm excited to be here.
Oh yes, we are very sorry that you are not coming through the usual medium, and so but this is an alternative to get you on the radio, because these things are very important, especially what we're discussing today. We keep discussing reconciliation in the party as our first subtopic for today. So I believe that you have much more insight about that, because you have been in this party for a very long time, and you have been there pushing a lot of people to do party's work and other things, and you yourself contested as a representative candidate in one of the districts, district number 12 in Montserrat County. So you must have a highlight about what we're discussing.
Oh yeah, certainly, Ishaka. Like we've already made a kind of policy to regularly take significant period of the show to discuss reconciliation and unity in the CDC as they show a way to reclaiming the presidency and getting His Excellency a former president, we are back to the executive mansion to do that remarkable piece of job, that he's done for the Liberian people over the last 6 years before the Unity Party took over. Like I've said the last time, and you also have been emphasizing, reconciliation is a very key to reconciliation and unity. Is very key to the sustenance of any organization or the unity, the togetherness of a group of people, and it is, sustaining, development in the organization and the country hinges very heavily on uh, the reconciled beneficiary and a unified, actors. And so that is why we thought the CDC has to make this issue of reconciliation and a priority. Why should we reconcile? We have to reconcile, to be able to meet our common interest. We have a common interest as Citizens and as Liberians to foster the development of our country. And that common interest is currently being threatened by the Unity Party, Boyka Kun-led government. We've seen and continue to see the dismal performance of this government, a very incompetent group of people who are running the state of affairs of our country. Quite sadly, and the only way we can regain our country, we can reclaim our country, as the original owners of that country, is to reconcile and unite ourselves, put behind us our differences, and then make sure that we get the Goliath off the back of the people of Liberia. That Goliath did it. That Goliath, Joseph Human Boyka, Jeremiah Pankun, who want to plunge our country into another round of political devastation. For us to get them out, the first key is for us to reconcile and unite among ourselves. I am aware, like you emphasize, we all have hate each other. We all have wronged one another one way or the other. I mean, when I say we all, those of us in party ranking positions and those of us who are the ordinary partisans, to some extent, we have all wronged each other, and it's hard time to be able to serve our common interests, to put behind us our differences, and then foster the common cause that we have, that is to remove the Goliath, Joseph Newman Boaka and Jeremiah Pankun from the back of the Liberian people. If we fail to do this, we would have failed Liberia. If we fail to reconcile, put aside our differences in the interest of our country, saving our country, we would have failed our country. We would have failed the entire generation of Liberia. I mean, those coming generation and the current generation of Liberia, we would have failed them. And I believe citizens are capable of putting this behind them, unify, so that we can, do what is easy to do. Already, the Unity Party, Boyka Kun-led government have already made it very easy for them to be removed. How? The rampant corruption unfolding in the government. We will come to that. The misuse and abuse of power by the Unity Party-led government and President Boyka. I mean, the waste of our resources. President Boyka travel abroad, come back with empty hand. After a huge delegation depart the country to different countries around the world, and he comes back with empty hand in the midst of abject poverty, confronting the population of our country. These are common factors that must reconcile us at all costs, as Sedition first and as Liberians second, so that we can remove this Goliath from off our back.
So, still on reconciliation, will you really welcome a come to Jesus
Ishaka,
meeting?
are you there?
Hello? Are you getting me? Hello? Hello, Mr. Crippler.
I hope you're getting me.
Yes, I'm getting you. I'm getting you. Are you getting me?
Are you there, Ishaga?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. You are loud and clear. Okay,
You are loud and clear. All right, great to hear. Great to hear that you are hearing me.
Yes, I'm hearing you. So
I
I
was
was
just trying to
asking. I was
find a
asking
way to
you.
get a monitor to be able
So I
to
was
monitor.
asking. Are you getting me
All right,
now?
great.
So I was asking you. On the same reconciliation going forward, will you embrace
Yes, I'm getting you.
will you embrace a come to Jesus meeting where various facets of the party, whether the National Executive Committee, the National Youth League, the National Women's League, the Disabled League, the National Auxiliary, all facets of the party come together. Uh, Everybody come together in a meeting to decide, to reconcile, to say sorry, to wash the dirty clothes, and later on go out there in unison.
Look, yeah, I believe reconciliation is not an event; it's a process, and therefore, um, um, we must have to use multiple of yeah. We have to use multiple of means to be able to obtain our goal of reconciling and uniting the partisans and the people of Liberia. So, in my view, uh, um, we can do the reconciliation by having multiple of events whereby party stalwarts and the ordinary partisans can meet face to face and chart the course of reconciliation. And at the same time, we can reconcile by our sincere actions, that we take in the interest of moving the party forward. And there are partisans who have some issues with each other. In my view, people should reach out to one another, whether you feel, victim or not. There's nothing wrong with you taking the initiative, whether ordinary partisan or senior level partisan. Every partisan should take the responsibility and the obligation of reconciling the CDC as a number one priority. Reach out to each other. Yes, I am aware the greater responsibility it hinges on the stalwarts and the leaders of the party, but I think it should be a two-way street. Every partisan must take that responsibility as their responsibility and make frantic efforts within their reach to ensure that we all can reconcile. There were people who were candidates who have fundamental problem with some ordinary partisans who did not support them, but only supported the presidency, and they hold some grudges as well. They need to put those grudges down and then work with those ordinary partisans. And those ordinary partisans too must have to muster the courage to say, look, we made mistakes. We left our own and partisan bearing the flag of the party and supported somebody else. So that was wrong on our part. And so let's reach out to the partisan and reconcile. At the same time, senior partisans who were running in different districts and at different levels disregarded the efforts of lower level partisans, and those partisans have had grudges in that regard. Those senior partisans will have to muster the courage and reach out to those partisans and let them know that let bygone be bygone and we chart a new course, just in the supreme interest of making sure that we reclaim our country to save the Liberian people. That country is dying slowly. No political party has what it takes to re-liberate Liberia and reclaim the country from the Boyka and his group of gangsters who are looting the country. Only CDC can do that, working in line with all of the other opposition political parties at the arrowhead. I can guarantee you that we can reclaim our country and then save our country from those looters. Look, if nothing is going to compel us as partisans and as Liberians to reconcile, the rampant corruption unfolding in that government should compel us. The blatant disregard to the rule of law by Mr. Boyka and his cronies must be the compelling reason why we must reconcile so that we claim our country from them. Today, record has it that over 50% of the government has been accused of corruption. All of 44 ministries and agencies that made up the government, 22 of them are being charged with corruption allegations. Head of agencies along with senior managers in 22 government ministry and agencies are either facing prosecution at the LACC or the financial, I think, intelligence or crime unit or something like that. The real word, I will find it.
Yeah, the financial intelligence
and some of them have been
agency.
suspended by Mr. Boyka and asked to go and sin no more without restituting a dime. And they were replaced with different positions, no prosecution. These are compelling reasons why we must reconcile, unite our forces, irrespective of our differences, so that we are able to save our country again and put our country back on the pathway among the community of nations.
Yeah, we have been here. The president will suspend people. I've not really seen him dismissing too many people, if there's any, but suspending people without prosecution, that is to say, I suspend you, you carry the money, I appoint another one, I suspend him, he carries the money. And so there are a lot of different criminals on the bench. The bench, the government's bench is very, very ripe with highly technically gifted criminals who are waiting for that time to steal. Because once they come to steal, the president will just suspend them without prosecution and they leave the country, they carry the money. A lot of those people who are suspended have now left the country, as I'm told. So, which is another way of making the government corrupt, because a few months back the president said in Lofa County that his officials were he was emboldening his officials to steal, but if they steal, they should help the people, something like that. The president made that bold declaration in Lofa County. So on the basis of that, he has made over half of the entire government very inherently corrupt right now. So where do we move from here?
So this is just to tell the Liberian people that how stupid Boyka government think the Liberian people are. They think the Liberian people are stupid. But trust me, the Liberian people are very sensible than Mr. Boyka. They came to the presidency of accelerating and making realistic the fight against corruption. So what they're doing now is that before Mr. Boyka took over, I understand he called all of those that were supposed to be his cabinet officials and let them know that there were too many people who supported him that needed to have a fair share of the national cake so that they will be able to regenerate the money that they spend for their campaign. And so no government official were going to stay long in the government. Part of this agenda, what Mr. Boyka does is that he suspends an individual in government after giving you the green light to still loot the entire resources at the ministry or the agency. He suspends you and then replace you with somebody else and ask you to go and sin no more. You will not find any government official putting on resistance because this is something that was pre-discussed. This is something that was pre-discussed between government officials, the Unity Party, and Mr. Boyka. That because there are too many, and there are only 6 years that they have to be able to accommodate one another, you will go for 6 months, still enough, and then we'll come and suspend you, and then we'll replace you. There will be no prosecution. Just go and sit down and enjoy the Liberian people money. The Liberian people are supposed to be stupid people who are supposed to fall for that crap to say Mr. Boyka is fighting corruption genuinely. That is not fight against corruption. Mr. Boyka is deceiving the Liberian people. If Mr. Boyka wants to fight corruption, the best and the most important thing Mr. Boyka will do is he will start prosecuting Reverend Luther Tappe. Immediately when the government sat down, Reverend Luther Tappe was accused of misallocating over 300,000 United States dollars that were earmarked to be distributed 5,000 each to all of the 73 electoral district unity partisan offices across the country. What did the party chairman do? Allegedly, he took $1,000 each from that money. It means that he took about 73,000 United States dollars from that money for his personal use. And he did not restitute that money. Mr. Boyka did nothing about that, but what did he do? He awarded the Unity Party chairman with a membership on the MPA board.
He's chair of the board.
If Mr. Boyka is serious about fighting corruption, he needs to start the fight with his party chairman. Make sure that the party chairman accounts for taxpayers' money that he redirected to his personal use. That money was taken from the inauguration funds. That was corruption. He didn't do anything. You saw Mr. Ami Moda. Ami Moda was accused of spending for buying luxurious car when the government of Liberia was striving to find resources to run the government.
Yes, over
when lots of our citizens are
$96,000.
living abject poverty. Many millions of Liberians are going to beg every day without any water to drink. Ami Moda was buying a luxurious vehicle. He collaborated with the LRA boss. But what happened? Ami Moda only resigned and they asked him to go and sin no more. And when you listen to Ami Moda say, had he not resigned, nothing will happen to him. And he's right, that's true. Nothing was going to happen to him because Double Jala, who facilitated that process, the LRA boss, is today free. He's still the LRA boss. Nothing happened to him. He's a secret cow. Nothing happened to him. He has not entered the time that is earmarked for him to be in a position. That is why they're not removing him. You find this across the whole country. Go to the Watch Commission. Mr. Yango was arrested by the LACC and dragged to the LACC with police officers. Mr. Yango and his director for administration and finance, his controller, his general services manager, all of them are under investigation at the LACC. But today, nothing has happened to them. Go to the RC, the WOZI. Send the suspended WOZI. Have you heard anything about the fight against corruption there? Zero. Nothing has happened to WOZI. Nothing has happened about the fight against corruption there. I can name you tons of them. That is to tell you that this government is not serious about the fight against corruption. What they have only managed to do is to weaponize the fight against corruption, weaponize the judiciary system against the opposition. Their major rival who have prospect of taking the presidency for them, they go after them using the justice system.
The National Oil Company of Liberia, NOCAR, you could hear Madam Swakoko Dennis, who is the suspended CEO of NOCAR, saying she allocated $1 million to Unity Party women in Lofa County, another $1 million to the UP women in Magibi. All the Liberian people's money. She was suspended. She cannot be prosecuted. Madam Emma Glasgow of NAFA was suspended on allegation of financial impropriety. She cannot be prosecuted. A lot of different. I mean, Abdullah Kamara, for example, Abdullah Kamara from the LT, the Liberia Telecommunications Authority. Prior to their appointment, there was a report from the GSC that indicted all of the commissioners from there during the George Weah administration. But instead of the president acting on that report, he sacked he suspended Israel Akinsanya, Ewina Zakpa, and the rest of the people, and appointed Mr. Abdullah Kamara, who took the most burden for such an allegation against from the GSC. And Abdullah Kamara was just suspended a few days ago. Again, the director general or the director of the Bureau of State Enterprises, right? And then Mr. Masakwe, and then recently the superintendent of the Monrovia Consolidated School System, Mr. James Momo. All of them suspended without being prosecuted. Some of them have left the country, and they have pillaged the resources, looted the country, and some of them have left the country without prosecution.
Yes, exactly. And then let's go on, Isiaka. Look, the president is not serious. The United Party government is not serious about the fight against corruption. The evidence are just glaring. You right in the executive mansion, the presidency itself has already been engulfed. In fact, almost nearly all of the senior ministers in the Ministry of State have already been accused. Corina Kopokra. Look, Corina Kopokra, who is the Deputy Minister of State for Administration, a GSC report indicted her. Have you heard Mr. President do anything to Corina Kopokra? No, she's a secret cow. She's a stalwart of the ruling Unity Party. She's a ranking member of the ruling Unity Party. She works in the office of the president. She's the deputy chief of staff to the president of the Republic of Liberia. Then Mr. Grisby, the chief of staff to the president of the Republic of Liberia, who is the minister of state, he was accused of taking compelling NOCA, not NOCA, but NASCO, comparing NASCO to purchase some vehicles and other materials for the interim or transitional team of Mr. Boyka. When he had not taken office yet, they were already instructing NASCO to work with banks that he had prior relationship with to raise money for him in the name of working on transitional processes. Today, there's no accountability about that money. Nothing has happened to Mr. Grisby because he's a secret cow. President Boyka is not serious. He's not interested in the fight against corruption. All they want to do is weaponize the fight against corruption, weaponize the justice system against the opposition, and they want the Liberian people to think that, they are serious about the fight against corruption. The Liberian people are not stupid people. Liberians are among the wisest people in the world.
What is much
you cannot fool the Liberian people in that manner and form, and you think that they're going to fall to that elementary tactics, of deceiving them to.
What is much more deceitful is that a deputy minister at the Ministry of State, Cornelia Kratugba, who is the Deputy Minister for Administration, will be indicted by the GSC of employing over 74 people and corrupting over $36,000 yearly, while her father sit at the Ministry of Labor and allegedly selling over 8,000 work permits to foreigners and aliens. And they will go and sit on a radio where she's praising her father, that her father is the best government official of the year, and think so. What a mockery. The man and his daughter are in the government. Both of them have serious financial impropriety, against them. Mr. Cooper Cry was invited by the Senate. I don't know whether he has gone there, but this is where we find ourselves. Serious financial against them. Mr. Cooper Cry was invited by the Senate. I don't know whether he has gone there, but this is where we find ourselves.
And Isiaga, look, let's look at MCC. MCC is on the board of the MCSS.
Yes.
MCC was one of those bodies that made a decision about the MCSS superintendent corruption saga. But meanwhile, the very MCC boss, Siafa, is under investigation for corruption. And Boyka has done absolutely nothing to Siafa. And in fact, Siafa, if you listen to Queen, a United Partisan, Queen Johnson, she said that Siafa normally brag that he spent his money to get his job. He spent money to run Boyka campaign. So nobody can do anything to him. The fact that he has been indicted, he's under investigation, and he has not been suspended like other people have been suspended, confirms what he's saying. Nothing can happen to him because he spent a lot of money doing the campaign. Nothing can happen to him because he campaigned for President Boyka and he has to be paid back. He has to be paid back. That's how the guys running the country. And they want to believe that they are serious about the fight against corruption. No, that's not true. Liberians will not be deceived. If President Boyka is serious about the fight against corruption, he will start it from in his cabinet. There's a common saying in Liberia that you must take the coals from your eyes before you can come and take it from somebody else's eye. How will the coal be in your eyes and then you are saying you want to take the coals from other people's eyes? Now one single person has been founded to the Ministry of Justice and the court for prosecution of those who are being indicted in the Boyka administration, or some of them have been relieved of their position. Look at, for instance, the former immigration boss, Steve Zago, allegedly took money from partners, Liberian partners. Mr. Boyka suspended Steve Zago. After forensic investigation, it was established allegedly that some truth were in the allegation against Steve Zago. Mr. Boyka replaced Mr. Steve Zago. What happened when you replace Mr. Steve Zago? Is that why you call the fight against corruption? Okay, I can be in government now, go and see millions of dollars because Boyka is only going to suspend me. Nothing is going to happen to me. I steal millions of dollars that will be more than my salary times 10 over the entire 6 years time. I go and sit and enjoy myself.
So, Mr. Steve Zago's suspension, later, there was a communication that was leaked from the executive mansion. And in that communication, one of the reasons for his suspension was that he did not handcuff Mr. Samuel Twe when Twe was coming back to the country to face prosecution, because he was ordered to put Mr. Samuel Twe in handcuff at the border, but later on he did not do that. Probably he may not have known how Twe came to the country. So because the government's only intent was to put Samuel Twe in handcuff and parade him at the court.
That's the weaponization we talk about.
So that's a weaponization of the justice system. How will you dismiss somebody because they did not handcuff a particular person you wanted to be handcuffed? So but we have just 13 minutes to time. So if you are listening, you are in tune to the CDC Hour on Kings FM 88.5. On Kings FM 88.5. So if you are there, you can begin to place your calls on 0772-239933, 0772-239933, 086 630-4497, 086-30-4497, 0647-980-375 for female. Hello?
Hello?
Our first caller,
Yeah.
hello.
How are you doing?
Let's hear you just for 1 minute, please.
Yeah, those people then are people that won't tell
What
in the
is your
country,
name?
and when they want it, we'll give it to them. Then I feel man. So that is.
Thank you. We have another caller. Hello? Oh, we lost him. So we have another caller on the line. Let's take this. Hello? Hello?
My name is Kofa. Yeah, my name is Kofa.
Yes, let's hear you.
Our president award. But we know that we are not forcing that time. I will always want the every time they were setting will be before them. Just God to be our Lord.
Okay, thank you. You are very low, so let's take another caller. Hello? Please lower your monitor a little bit. It is giving us a terrible feedback in studio. Please lower your monitor a little bit. It is giving us a terrible feedback in studio. Yeah, Prince, you can just listen to the callers and just tune down your monitor because it's giving us a feedback in studio. Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Your name? Let's
Yeah,
hear
my
you.
name is calling from Johnson Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to the report. I always listen to the hour. So for me, the only solution I see, that's what you're saying about the reconciliation. I want for all to go together in a party, go over the party, and get over the party. To go all together on the 2029 because the party leader there with division inter all support you will call you election. Let's forget about all that brilliant things. We will have general meeting. The party for that will everybody to go back together. With the party back out together, the 2029 we will get back to power. So come on, party leader on the 2029 it will be hard for all. Yes, so we have to then it will be hard. I must be in Nima. The increase man, I think you get a book in Nima. I want to feel
Thank you.
So,
Thank
I
you.
want my advice to all the leaders there, to all the leaders, all the common people, we all want to get out and put the party back on with the same force that.
Okay, thank you. Let's take another caller. Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you.
Let me say good evening to our leader in the diaspora, and thanks also for the great and work doing by Liberian people, Mr. Ishaka, a powerful, strong cadre, committed soldier of the Martin Congress, for the recognitions for the public, and Robert. And I join you this evening for our unknown destination. Bibero Ishaka, you are doing extremely well, and the Almighty God will bless you on one generation, and also the party is very proud of you, and we are very proud of you to be our leader. Not only an ordinary leader, but a committed leader. For the issue of Mr. Waka, for whom the government will hold together, those issue is just something that they happen today, but tomorrow you don't know how we can come to the kind of unity. So since you hold together, that one back, you get that one call, get it done. That will hold together. But Mr. Black is not doing well for himself. They will somehow will not call the main president and then he can leave our presidency because he's not worth. Hey, he is not even in the human, how to call it, or the human character as a president that is proceeding that deserves, or how to call it, a title as a president like they call him. But for us, we will call him Mr. Braga because he just Mr. Braga. So I just want to say this that Mr. Braga going after our leader will not help you. You got that thing talking like charade. You not for the corruption. You for the corruption, you got Marcus Grace. Your minister of state for presidential affairs talk. Not even talk, but stole. So our family asking, are you
Okay,
calling for
thank you,
investigation?
Poker Roberts. Thank you,
Eh?
Poker
So to
Roberts.
conclude, let me conclude. To conclude, we
Okay,
want to put all of
conclusion,
our people
conclude.
for July 17. There's not for Mr. Ishaka, there's not for Poker, it's not for God we are. It's because Mr. Baka will be one and be one to the 40th. Come on here no more. When you ask me to Poker will be, I will be in the front that day. So come here no more. Let's tell Mr. Poker that let's call it on beyond to hear hooligans.
Thank you. Shot fire. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Oscar. There is even calling from Camp City, Niba County.
Welcome from Nimba. How is our signal in Nimba?
Yeah, I'm not watching. I'm going through the table.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You know, Isiaka, I know you too good and you should know me from Zion. But I always call on this show to concentrate with the sedition. The problem that we have in this country, you know, when people are looking for leadership, they are friendly with people. But when we're sent to leadership, we don't know our friend there, we don't know who they are.
So true.
So my recommendation to CDC is that the physicians are very so they are not pleased with the leadership, the party leadership. So we need to get on our feet as physicians to see how best we can organize people in the very country. Especially the country I'm speaking from.
Okay.
The leadership in this country are very weak. They can show the stone and hide the hand. So CDC need to get on their feet and see how to restructure the leadership in Niba country. Come to the now. Not so we will find it high in Niba.
Thank you so much for the observation. Let's take another call. Hello?
Yeah, good evening, Ishaka Sharif.
Yeah, good evening. Donzo.
Yeah, this is Mohammed Donzo Kafana Jones. But Ishaka Sharif, I would like to appreciate you and our co-host, this evening. Well, you guys have said everything about the broadcast. Because what I said is the broadcast, who called the broadcast president? Because this guy, he doesn't have any proof of anything that offends president. You have anything. You got this puppy here, you got 80-year-old man that has this, ideology. So, like when people, we got a bad patient, and I heard you guys saying that we got to come together. We got to come together and we give them our function back. As for me, I'm here from Ruffer County, I'm from District 4, Ruffer County. I will go in Ruffer, I move a lot people from District 4. And I know what this is before, the people in District 4 that will do all possible best so that we will come back and redeem our country.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's take another call. So, the callers, you listen to them. Prince, you listen to the callers. Everybody is unanimous in their opinion. So, what have you to say? I think we have just 4 minutes. So, I want us to take these 4 minutes to wrap up and give our parting comments. Hello, Prince, are you there? Okay, he's on, but we're not hearing him. So, we have a caller. Okay. I saw you listen to the callers. The callers are very unanimous in their opinions. There is a need that the CDC unite. We have no third option. We just have to unite. There is no other alternative but to unite and embrace each other, embrace ourselves, uh, come together, be our brothers keepers, be our sisters keepers. If need be, uh, you can apologize to somebody who you may have wronged. Oh yes, but truth be told, this current group of gangsters that preside over our country, they have done far worse than what you ever thought your party had done. So for me, I don't think the CDC did anything to bring this country down. I think what we did was to invest into the future of our country, uh, the young people of our country, by getting involved into policies and programs that brought enormous benefits to our young people over the 6 years for which we became a government. And so it is quite imperative that the way you see the current government proceeding, even if you didn't want to unite, even if you didn't want to support CDC, I think it is now much more important to come back and say, I think we need to have a break. I think I got to come back to my party. Yes, you may have supported different parties during the election, but right now, with the trend of events, with the course of actions of the government, with how the laws are being backwardashed, uh, with how uh, our citizens' rights have been abused, I think the best thing we can do is to come together. You don't have to like the CDC. No, you don't have to like me, right? You don't have to like me. You don't have to like Janga Ko. You don't have to like Jefferson Koiji. But for the benefit of the party, for the general good of the party, uh, we are subjects to the general good of the party. The party is bigger than me. The party is bigger than Koji. The party is bigger than anybody, even George Ware. He will leave one day and our party will remain. So let's come together and call a real shot at the presidency. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to the CDC Hour on Kings FM 88.5. Today is Friday. We have come to the weekend's edition of the show for today. I'm your host, Ishaka Sharif. The next time you see me will be on Monday. I tell you bye-bye.
Better